doing? My name is Jose Hill, and I'm a Comcast technician in Chicago and a member of the IBEW Local 21. I'm also proud to say that I am an Army veteran that served my country well. In August 2003, I returned after a year of duty fighting in Iraq, supposedly in the name of democracy, only to come home to fight for my own democracy at Comcast. The right to be union, bargain collectively, without harassment, intimidation, and discrimination. Even though I have a union contract, my wages are less than a Comcast employee working about 8 miles south of the Cortland, Chicago facility, where there is no collective bargaining agreement. Why? Because Comcast bargaining tactics are to delay bargaining and punish union employees who perform the same work by making proposals that pay less in wages and benefits, a scheme to discourage the non-union shops to organize. Last year, my brothers and sisters on the south side of Chicago voted in an election held by the National Relations Board. Comcast used portions of the union shop wages to discourage the workers. We lost the vote by 7 votes. Unfortunately, the NLRB is broken. Additionally, the current process allows 6 weeks from the time workers ask for an election until they actually get to vote. During the Southside election, Comcast held weekly mandatory captive audience meetings to scare workers into believing that if they voted for the union, they would lose something or be harmed in some way. Some were even convinced that they would lose their jobs if they spoke to union representatives. They planned to supervise in the parking lot to watch the employees that took union materials from organizers and stop to talk to the union representatives. Comcast workers have been fired from trying to form unions. That's why the Southside workers are not here today. They can be fired for speaking the truth about Comcast because they are employees at will. My union contract allows me free speech and forces Comcast to use just cause to take discipline. With the Employee Freedom Choice Act as law, workers will have a level playing field without having to fear for their jobs, without being forced to listen to misleading information and half-truths. If it is up to the worker to decide as the National Labor Relations Act is written, why do employers and their union busters get the opportunity to scare workers from exercising their rights? Under the Employee Freedom Choice Act, workers can sign cards showing their desire to form a union. They can go right to the bargaining table to negotiate fair wages, health care benefits, and safe workplace. Or if they wanted to, they could vote in a secret ballot election. The best part about the Employee Freedom Choice Act is that it puts the decision in the hands of the workers, not the corporation. Our current system of labor is broken. Corporations use a 6-week period to destroy support for the union through intimidation, coercion, and scare tactics. The Employee Freedom Choice Act is the workers' only hope to a fair wage, benefit, and a life in the middle class.
Good afternoon. My name is Gail Warner, and I'm honored and excited to be here. I've been employed at Heartland Human Services in Effingham, Illinois for about 9 years. Heartland provides mental health and substance abuse treatment as well as residential and family counseling. In January of 2006, we voted almost unanimously to form our union with AFSCME. We wanted a union for many reasons, but especially because our management had fired people unjustly, and that not only hurt us as employees, but it also hurt our clients. We had high hopes of bargaining a contract quickly, but again and again, management canceled meetings, and when they did show up, it was clear they weren't serious about bargaining. After 15 months with no progress, we felt we had no chance but to go out on strike. It was a very hard decision because we had to take into account our families and also our clients. Management was not concerned, however, about our clients. They hired replacements, known as scabs, and they are paid more but have less experience. One of our coworkers has died during the strike, and we have several others that are under constant medical attention. We have one with a terminal disease, but yet she still continues to picket with us. And we also have our president who has cancer and is undergoing chemotherapy. We decided we'd go back to work and continue our fight on the inside. We walked back in together with our heads held high in June of 2008. Management immediately told us that we were to leave, and that they notified us about a few days later that we were locked out and they would not allow us to continue bargaining on the inside. So now we're back out on the picket line where we've been for nearly 19 months. Management has fought us every step of the way, and because our labor laws don't really protect us, they get away with it. Even though they refuse to even come to the bargaining table for months at a time, the National Labor Relations Board has not found them guilty of any wrongdoing under the current labor law. This is why we need the Employee Free Choice Act. The Employee Free Choice Act would require the employer and the union to go to mediation and then on to arbitration when they can't agree on a first contract. And I will reiterate, we do not have our first contract. At Heartland, if we had the Employee Free Choice Act, after 90 days of management's foot dragging, we could have asked for mediation. Then after 30 days, if mediation was not working, we would submit our differences to binding arbitration. That would make a world of difference, not just to Heartland workers, but workers all over the country who are now fighting that uphill battle for their first contract. So we need the Employee Free Choice Act to get justice at Heartland, and everyone needs to get justice, every worker who deserves a union contract. And I would like to say I'm wearing this shirt just to show you it's faded, it's worn out, but we're not. We will not give up.